My name is Rechelle Ringer and I am the Marketing Officer at American Riviera Bank. And I am here as part of the American Bankers Association's Teach Children to Save program. Normally we would be visiting your classrooms, but since we can't do that this year, we are doing our program online because we think learning about saving money is way too important to just skip. Today, we are going to talk about making decisions. But before we do that, I'd like to see who we have joining us today. So if you can, go ahead and type your first name in the comments so that I can see that you're here. Okay, so now let's talk about choices. What is a choice? Type your answer in the comments, or if you can't, then just think about this for a minute. What is a choice? So a choice is when you make a decision about something. For example, when you got up this morning, you had choices or decisions to make about what to wear, or maybe what you were going to eat for breakfast, or what you wanted to do with your hair. When I got up this morning, I decided I was going to wear this top and I was going to pull my hair back so that when I was sharing with you today, you'd be able to see my face. So I have some other choices that I want us to talk about today. These are choices about how to spend money, because who doesn't like to spend money? I know I like spending money, but it's really important to think about our choices when we spend money. So here's an example. Let's say I want to go for a walk when I get home from work today. I might want to have a bottle of water with me in case I get thirsty on my walk. I could buy a bottle of water like this, right? This type of bottle is super convenient because I can buy these at the store and I can keep them in my refrigerator so that when I go out for my walk, I can have some cold water with me. And also, I can buy that water in big packs like this. And those big packs of water, I can just keep it in my house, and whenever I need one, I can just grab it. Or I could buy one of these and I could refill it with water from my refrigerator or from my tap every time that I need water. Let's think about this decision. If a pack of water costs about the same as a refillable water, I'm spending about the same amount of money, right? But what happens when I run out of these throwaway bottles? I'll have to buy some more, right? So really, I'm going to be spending more money. Not only that, what happens to these bottles after we use them? They're really only made for one-time use, right? That means that we end up throwing it away or hopefully recycling it. This bottle, though, I can use over and over and over again. It doesn't get thrown away. I do need to wash it, but I can use it as many times as I want. So knowing everything that we know now, I want you to enter an emoji in the comments if you think it is a better idea, a better choice to refill this bottle every time. So if you think it's better to use that refillable bottle every time based on what we just learned, put an emoji in the comments for me. Great decision. So you just saved us some money. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put 10 pennies in this bottle to show the money that we just saved by that good choice. All right, so we have 10 pennies in our bottle because we saved money with that good choice. You saved money and you also helped save the planet, right? Because you are keeping a lot of these bottles from being thrown away and just ending up in landfill. So there's a big phrase that we use for the choice that you didn't pick. Have you ever heard anyone say opportunity cost? Sometimes they also call it trade-off. An opportunity cost or a trade-off is a choice, and it's the choice that you didn't make. So in this case, it was that pack or this single bottle of throwaway bottles. That's the opportunity cost. Let's look at some other choices and see if we can figure out which choices save us money and help the environment. So if you downloaded the Choices worksheet from our website, go ahead and get it out now. It looks like this. And if you didn't download it, that's okay. You can just follow along with me. And if you want to download it later, you will find it at www.americanrivierabank.com/TCTS. So that's americanrivierabank.com/TCTS. Okay, so let's look at number 1 on this worksheet. For number 1, we need to choose between bringing our lunch to school in a paper bag or using a lunchbox. So here is our paper bag, okay? And here is our lunchbox. Now your lunchbox may be a hard lunchbox. It may not look like mine, but this is what my lunchbox looks like. So we have a paper bag and we have a lunchbox. So on your paper, I want you to circle the one that you think saves money and saves the environment. Okay, so in this case, the lunchbox might cost more than a pack of lunch bags, right? But these lunch bags are made of paper, and that paper comes from trees. And lunch bags are only meant to be used once, which means you have to keep buying them over and over again, right? Just like those plastic water bottles. So, if you use fewer of these, right, you're going to end up saving trees and money. So if your paper looks like this, then you've got the right one circled there. If not, just cross it off and circle the other one so you have the right one there. All right, well, we just saved more money. So I am going to put 10 more pennies in our bottle. All right. Okay, and remember, the opportunity cost is what you didn't choose. So what is our opportunity cost with this choice? If you think it's the lunchbox, type 1 in the comments. If you think it is the lunch bags, type 2 in the comments. So in this case, that opportunity cost is the lunch bags. So go ahead and put an X on your paper where the lunch bag is. It's gonna look like this. All right, let's do another one. So we oftentimes use paper. We use it in school, I use it at work, we use it at home, and oftentimes we print it and it looks like this. There's printing on one side, but nothing on the other side, right? But another way that we can print is like this. We can use both sides, right? Now, which of those two options saves money and the environment? If you think that the one-sided print saves money and the environment, then I want you to type 1 in the comments. But if you think that the two-sided print is going to save money and the environment, put a 2 in the comments. So using two-sided pieces of paper means that you're using half as much paper. This is good for the environment and means you only have to buy half as much paper. So the opportunity cost is using the one-sided paper. So I'm going to go ahead and draw a circle around the double-sided print, and I'm going to put an X on the single-sided print so that my paper looks like this. All right, well, we saved money again. So let's go ahead and put 10 more pennies in our bottle. All right, great job. All right, so in the next one, we see a bookstore pictured. So you can buy a new book from the bookstore, kind of like this book I have right here. This is one of my favorites, and we're gonna read it in just a couple minutes. Or you can go to the library, and using your library card, you can check out a book free of charge, and then bring it back, and someone else can check that book out as well. So getting books from the library is free, and it means fewer books need to be made, which saves paper and trees. The opportunity cost, or trade-off in this case, is buying the new book from the bookstore. So again, grab your paper, and let's circle the one that saves money and the environment, and let's cross off the opportunity cost, or the trade-off. So mine looks like this. All right, well, we just saved money again. So let's go ahead and put 10 more pennies into our bottle. All right, there we go. Great job. Okay, so let's look at our last example. We have 2 games. The first one is a brand new game, the kind you buy at a store. It's all sealed up, has some plastic on the outside of it so that nothing falls out, right? The second game is one that's already used. So this is a game that my family has played a lot. It's already open, it's a little dusty, a little dirty, corners are a little banged up, but all the pieces are still in here. So this is one that you can trade with friends. You can say, hey, I'm done playing with this game, maybe you should try this one. And then maybe they'll give you a game from their collection that you can try. Buying new games costs a lot of money. But when you trade games with friends, you can get that game that is new to you without spending any money. And since games have parts that are made of plastic and paper, you are also helping the environment. So the opportunity cost here is, that's right, buying that new game. So let's cross off the opportunity cost, and let's circle the choice that saves money and the environment. This is what mine looks like now. All right, great job. And we just saved money again. So I'm gonna put 10 more pennies into my bottle. All right, great job. Now, if one person makes these choices, it saves them money and the environment. But what if another person makes these same choices? Let's go ahead and put 50 more pennies in here to match the 50 that are already in there. All right, there we go. So now we have 100 pennies. Now what if one other person does this as well? let's stick another 50 pennies into our jar. Now we have 150 pennies. And let's just do one more. So now we're up to 4 people who are making good choices, choices that help save money and the environment. All right, now look at how much we have in here. So this is actually 2 whole dollars in this bottle now. Now, the bottle gets filled pretty slowly when just one person is making those choices. But it is helping to save the environment and it is helping to save money. But what happened when lots of people start doing the same thing? It starts filling up faster, right? The same thing is true in the real world. If each one of us makes good choices that save money and save the environment, it is better because then everyone is doing it and everyone is helping to save the environment and save money faster. So if you downloaded the My Choices worksheet from the website, go ahead and get that out now. It looks like this. All right? And again, if you didn't do that yet, that's okay. You can do it afterwards. Just go to AmericanRivieraBank.com/TCTS and you can download those. Here's what we're gonna do. You're gonna do this on your own. You're gonna draw a picture of a choice that you can make that will save money and save the environment. But I want you to try and pick something that is different from what we've already talked about. So we've talked about water bottles, we've talked about books from the bookstore versus going to the library, we've talked about games, we've talked about lunch bags instead of lunch boxes. So think of another way that you can help save money and save the environment. And then I want you to draw it here in the center of this page. If you complete your drawing and then take a picture of it or scan it and email it to training@AmericanRivieraBank.com, we will put this $2 in your savings account. Yep. So the $2 that we saved today can be yours to save in your own savings account if you just draw your best idea and email it to training@AmericanRivieraBank.com. But before we end our time today, I want to read to you from one of my favorite books. It's called Alexander, Who Used to Be Rich Last Sunday, and it was written by Judith Forst and illustrated by Ray Cruz. This is what it looks like. It isn't fair that my brother Anthony, who has $2 and 3/4 and 1 dime and 7 nickels and 18 pennies. It isn't fair that my brother Nicholas has $1 and 2/4 and 5 dimes and 5 nickels and 13 pennies. It isn't fair because what I've got is bus tokens. And most of the time, what I've mostly got is bus tokens. And even when I'm very rich, I know pretty soon what I'll have is bus tokens. I know because I used to be rich last Sunday. Last Sunday, Grandma Betty and Grandpa Louie came to visit from New Jersey. They brought lox because my father likes to eat lox. They brought plants because my mother likes to grow plants. They brought $1 for me and $1 for Nick and $1 for Anthony because Mom says it isn't nice to say this, we like money. My father told me to put the $1 away to pay for college. He was kidding. Anthony told me to use the $1 to go downtown to a store and buy a new face. Anthony stinks. Nikki said to take the $1 and bury it in the garden, and in a week, a dollar tree would grow. Ha ha ha. Mom said, if I really want to buy a walkie-talkie, save my money. Saving money is hard. Because last Sunday, when I used to be rich, I went to Pearson's drugstore and got bubble gum. And after that gum stopped tasting good, I got more gum. And after that gum stopped tasting good, I got more gum. And even though I told my friend David I'd sell him all the gum in my mouth for a nickel, he wouldn't buy it. Goodbye 15 cents. Last Sunday, when I used to be rich, I bet that I could hold my breath till 300. Anthony won. I bet that I could jump from the top of the stoop and land on my feet. Nikki won. I bet that I could hide this purple marble in my hand and my mom would never guess which hand I was hiding it in. I didn't know moms made children pay. Goodbye another 15 cents. I absolutely was saving the rest of my money. I positively was saving the rest of my money, except that Eddie called me up and said that he would rent me his snake for an hour. I always wanted to rent a snake for an hour. Goodbye 12 cents. Anthony said, when I'm 99, I still won't have enough money for a walkie-talkie. Nick said I'm too dumb to be let loose. My father said that there are certain words a boy can never say, no matter how ratty and mean his brothers are being. My father fined me 5 cents each for saying them. Goodbye dime. Last Sunday, when I used to be rich, by accident I flushed 3 cents down the toilet. A nickel fell through a crack while I walked on my hands. I tried to get my nickel out with a butter knife and also my mother's scissors. Goodbye 8 cents. And the butter knife. And the scissors. Last Sunday, when I used to be rich, I found this chocolate candy bar just sitting there. I rescued it from being melted or smushed. Except that the way that I rescued it from being melted or smushed was that I ate it. How was I supposed to know it was Anthony's? Goodbye 11 cents. I absolutely was saving the rest of my money. I positively was saving the rest of my money. But then Nick did a magic trick and made my pennies vanish into thin air. The trick to bring them back, he hasn't learned yet. Goodbye 4 cents. Anthony said that even when I'm 99, I still won't have enough for a walkie-talkie. Nick said that they should lock me in a cage. My father said that there are certain things a boy can never kick, no matter how ratty and mean his brothers are being. My father made me pay 5 cents for kicking it. Goodbye nickel. Last Sunday, when I used to be rich, Kathy around the corner had a garage sale. I positively only went to look. I looked at a half-melted candle. I needed that candle. I looked at a bear with one eye. I needed that bear. I looked at a deck of cards that was perfect, except for no 7 of clubs and no 2 of diamonds. I didn't need that 7 or that 2. Goodbye, 20 cents. I absolutely was saving the rest of my money. I positively was saving the rest of my money. I absolutely, positively was saving the rest of my money. Except I needed to get some money to save. I tried to make a tooth fall out. I could put it under my pillow and get a quarter. No loose teeth. I looked at Pearson's telephone booths for nickels and dimes that people sometimes forget. No one forgot. I brought some non-returnable bottles down to Friendly's Market. Friendly's Market wasn't very friendly. I told my grandma and grandpa to come back soon. Last Sunday, when I used to be rich, I used to have $1. I do not have $1 anymore. I've got this dopey deck of cards, I've got this one-eyed bear, and I've got this melted candle, and some bus tokens. Alexander didn't make the best choices, did he? Well, I know you will make better choices because you already did today. I hope to see you back here next week for our next lesson. In the meantime, remember to finish your drawing and scan it or take a picture of it and email it to training@AmericanRivieraBank.com. Thank you for letting me share with you today. I think it is really important for everyone to think about how they spend money, and it makes a difference to both the environment and to your wallet when you do. If you enjoyed today's lesson, join us again next week, and we will do more fun with savings. Bye.